Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
Today we're talking about a word you'll see all the time in genealogy, inferred. What does it actually mean when you see a fact listed as inferred in a family tree? Simply put, an inferred fact is a conclusion you've reached based on evidence, not something that's explicitly stated in a single document. Think of yourself as a detective. A detective rarely finds a note that says, "I committed the crime." Instead, they gather clues, fingerprints, witness statements, timelines, and they use those clues to infer who the culprit is. Genealogists do the exact same thing with historical records. To really get this, you need to understand the difference between direct and indirect evidence. Direct evidence is a record that directly answers your question. A birth certificate that lists the names of the parents is direct evidence of that parent-child relationship. It's clear and simple. But we all know those records can be missing, destroyed, or were never even created. That's where indirect evidence comes in. Indirect evidence is a clue that points you toward an answer but doesn't state it outright. Inference is the process of connecting all those indirect clues to build a solid case. Let's use an example. Say you're looking for the parents of your great-great-grandfather, David, who was born around 1865. You can't find his birth record anywhere. But, you find the 1870 census. It shows a 5-year-old boy named David living in the household of a couple named Thomas and Sarah Miller. The census lists David as their son. This is very strong evidence, but it's still technically indirect because a census taker could have made a mistake or misunderstood the family structure. So, you keep digging. You then find the 1880 census, and there's David, now 15, still living with Thomas and Sarah. Later, you find a land deed from 1905 where Thomas Miller sells a piece of his farm to David Miller for just $1, a common way to transfer property within a family. Finally, you discover Thomas's will from 1915, and in it, he writes, "I leave the remainder of my estate to my beloved son, David Miller." Now, no single one of those documents is a birth certificate. But when you put them all together, the two census records, the land deed, and the will, they all point to the same conclusion. You can now confidently infer that Thomas and Sarah Miller were David's parents. You've built a logical, evidence-based case. DNA is another modern tool for inference. If you and a DNA match both trace your ancestry back to the same couple from the 1700s, you can infer that they are your common ancestors, even if the paper trail is weak. So, inference is a vital skill for breaking through those brick walls. It's about making a logical conclusion based on a collection of facts. The key is to gather as much evidence as you can and to be honest in your own notes that a relationship is inferred, not proven by a single, direct source. It's the art of making an educated guess based on solid historical clues. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you understand what it means to infer information in your own family history research. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more genealogy tips and tricks.